The Ethereum price is pretty stationary, but I think there's crazy stuff to happen next week for the Ethereum price. Make sure you stick around for this crazy Ethereum news as well as my price prediction today. Guys, diving into it. So we can see on the weekly chart, not a very exciting time. Ethereum volatility is pretty much the lowest it's been for months, and that tends to mean that we are about to see a big movement in price. When we see lower volatility, it means that there's not much trading going on, so the market makers want to see big volumes of trading, so they have to move the price to make it more exciting to trade, whether that be to drop it down, whether that be to push it back up. But if we look into this key pattern, you would have to say, bearing in mind that we have been moving in this direction, that we are due to bounce up towards this area. Now, I might have overshot it with that line, but I think we're due to bounce into at least this area, okay, which would see a price of around 14.35 from current levels. That's a big 24%. Actually, it does look pretty small, but it's 24%. Now, I will tell you later on what that really means for us, whether we can continue higher or whether we're going to be pushed even lower if that actually plays out, right? So we want to have a look at something else first, and that is this. New York Times mocked for allowing Sam Bankman-Fried to speak at DealBook Summit. Now, this is massive, okay? And I want to explain why it is, guys, and why I'm going to be very skeptical of what's going on, because I think it's important to be like this in the world of crypto, especially now. This guy, about 2 weeks ago, pretty much was written off as ruining the entire crypto world. You had Elon Musk telling him that he was awful, blah, 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 right? While many people still will feel that. He's now been invited back by the New York Times, okay? And I have a feeling that something he says during this talk is actually going to give us the inclination that maybe all was not as it seemed last week when FTX fell apart. I do believe that there's some other things in the pipeline that could give us an indication that the FTX money has been found or something crazy has just gone on. And I don't mean necessarily exactly that, but it just feels way too staged that this massive FTX news happened when it did, and that at the bottom of the bear market we're getting all this shakeout and all this fear and all this drama designed to get you panicking and make you make rash decisions. Now, maybe I'm very cynical, could well be the case, but I think we need to pay attention to what's going on here. Now, before we jump back to the Ethereum chart, I want to show you the old faithful Bitcoin chart. Now, what we're getting here on a weekly chart looks pretty boring, looks pretty dramatic after obviously that massive, huge ass candle towards the downside. And you would say that after a huge ass candle, we are looking to continue to trade in that direction. But what we are starting to form, bear in mind, we've got this nice big volume candle here. And then in the middle, we've got a nice doji candle, which is like a cross. It basically means that it's been up, down, and just sort of not really gone anywhere. Now we are starting to form some form of engulfing candle. Now that is also a bit doji-esque, I get it. If we're getting a candle that is pushing, we can see a candle push towards $17,000, guys. This is effectively a very important trading pattern. And it is called, I believe, a morning star. If you're wondering what a morning star looks like, guys, it's big push down, green doji in the middle, and then a bullish engulfing candle. It doesn't need to be the same size as the first one. It doesn't really matter as long as it's bigger significantly than the doji. Jumping back to the chart, what that could potentially mean for us is that the Bitcoin price could well be about to see a bit of a push back towards the upside to around this price, which I would say would be most likely to get to somewhere in the region of $18,500, because it's the base of these levels down through here. Whether we see a further climb, we will find out. Whether that's the end of the bear market, we also don't know yet. We have to see what happens in news, because news can happen at any time. We could have savage news tomorrow or incredible news tomorrow, and everyone will forget about what happened last week. And now I'm going to jump across the US dollar, which again is showing important signs of bearish pain, guys. I told you that if we continue to climb, I told you that if the US dollar can continue to slide towards the downside, then the Bitcoin price, Ethereum price, and crypto will continue to push higher. We still have this area down here, which I would imagine to see a push into, but you can see we have pushed up a bit and now starting to squeeze it again. Realistically, if we see a slide here and we get down towards these yellow levels, then I think that Bitcoin price is going to be pushing towards 20K, which we'll see Ethereum pushing towards $1,500, $1,600. So Where is Ethereum right now? Where's Ethereum going to go? In the shorter time frame, I am believing that Ethereum is looking at a push towards this level up here. 1485 approximately, in line with the previous lows around here, depending on how long it takes to get there. This is like on a weekly chart. We have found support in this area here, right? Significant burst out, back into this area here. It would not surprise me if we see a big push of around 25% in the coming couple of weeks. Because I do believe we're most unlikely to drop out the bottom of here because of what has really been happening in the rest of the crypto market. The extremely low volatility has me interested. This was an aggressive push down. Personally, I would be looking day trade. I will never touch this with any sort of leverage. But if you're looking to pick up Ethereum, this is not financial advice. You can go and do whatever you want with your money. Just personally, is it cheap to buy right now? It's cheap to buy something for $1,192 when at one point it was worth $4,800. In the same way as anything works in the world, guys, if it has longevity, which you believe it does, which is why you're potentially watching crypto videos, then pick it up for cheap. If it goes further down, you can buy more and then pick up even more. Let's dive into a 15-minute chart. Now, I like to tell you about our order blocks for obvious reasons. And what we can see, guys, is we have had a push down towards this level. Now, right now, we can see that there was a significant area through here where we saw a nice bit of activity. So what is significant about this area of activity for us in here? Can we look for any day trades? Well, before we had this push up, 15-minute chart, right? Before we had this aggressive push up, we had a bigger push into it and then a bit of sideways action. So we got that nice big red candle about here. I've drawn a box, highs and lows of that. You can see we've dropped back into this area once, which is showing me that this could well be an area of interest. I've got an idea that it is because we had a big push here and now we're having a look into it again. So if Ethereum is revisiting into this zone again, like this, and then I'm getting a big kind of like green push out of it again, then I'm looking to go long on a leverage trade with my stop loss somewhere underneath the order block. And then I can push up, either getting a 2-to-1 back to that high, or if I'm feeling brave enough, I can squeeze maybe a 3-to-1 back to the top here. Which is why trading with leverage is so powerful. Because to get back to this level at $1,200, if I've paid $1,100 for one Ethereum and I get back to here, then I'm going to have made $36. For $1,100, I will make $36. I'm risking $1,100 to make $36. Doesn't sound good, does it? Whereas this, 3.1%. If I used a leveraged trading account, a funded leveraged trading account, which I tell everyone in my group how to get for absolutely nothing. I can tell you how to get a $50,000 account for $250. $250, I can then use 1% risk, which is $500, to make $1,500, which is 3%, on a move like this. So instead of making $36 by risking $1,100, I can make $1,500 by risking $250 to use a trading account. And if I lose that trade, I can trade again, until I eventually start winning. Hope that makes sense. If you want to know how to get into these funded accounts for absolutely no money, guys, get into my Telegram group. It's linked down below. I will teach you every day some tips and tricks on how to trade, and it's an absolute no-brainer. You can make loads of money day trading. Yes, you can lose loads of money as well, but if you want to learn properly, get into my Telegram. I'll teach you how to day trade, and then you can leverage the market in order to minimize your risks and upside your potential gains. Hope that makes sense. Hope you enjoyed it. Smash the like button. Thank you. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe, join my Telegram. Have a great weekend, guys. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.